Hi, this is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories, and I'm here today with the real, the one, the only, bum ba ba ba, John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I am doing great, Sue. And to let the
Awesome.
people know on my Facebook Live, I am here once again talking with the beautiful Sue Greenwald on Awakened Stories. We are recording it, so we will shoot it out
Get that
after
out.
we're done here,
Yep.
so you can all watch Awakened Stories.
Yeah.
And here's some more truth, and so we can get justice for all the injustice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wanted to start off by talking about censorship. Okay. So we always talk about it. We're always complaining, but we're not doing this live like we normally did because my YouTube has been censored again. Okay. So I'm not allowed to live stream, post anything, put anything on there for minimally a week. I don't know how much longer, but they took down an old video that I did that's been out there for like 3 years. They took that down and said it was a strike against my channel. So every time you get a strike, it gets uglier and uglier. But I wanted to talk about censorship in general because just for me, with a very small channel, the censorship has become really quite annoying. So we all know the book I wrote that we were going to bring out 2 weeks ago for John was not allowed to be published on Amazon. Okay, so that was quite upsetting. Then Google would not let me log into any of my accounts. I have multiple, accounts, and they now control YouTube. So not only could I not get my email, I couldn't go into YouTube and do videos, upload, edit, do anything. And now YouTube itself is taking videos down and suppressing, the stuff that I want to put out there. And then my Instagram got hacked, so I can't use that, which trickles down to Facebook. So that's just me, a very tiny little channel. Okay.
Yeah, they hinder us. They block us. They do all their little
Yep.
tricks. They don't want to just shut me off altogether because then they'll realize, hey, he's telling the truth. But I did a video yesterday. I did a live on YouTube and Facebook, and they cut me right off. That's the third time it's. I have a smart meter, people, and this is the third time they just shut it off long enough where I lose power and have to restart
Right.
everything. But
Right.
three times, it makes you start thinking, what's going on to,
Yeah.
to lose power three times during live videos.
Yeah.
The odds aren't there for it not to be bullshit.
Right. They're all like, especially when we first started talking, they would mess with the lines. They would take the video down, they would cause distortion, pixelation, all sorts of stuff. We wouldn't be able to log in. Even now, even getting onto Zoom, I usually do Zoom and then it goes to YouTube. There's all sorts of trouble all the time. So censorship is real and it's ugly. So the question we need to ask is why are they so adamant that this story not get out there?
My story is bigger than the Epstein files. It really is. My story exposes pre planned first degree murder, identity theft. The people I'm exposing are in the White House. They are at the top in the White House, and I'm exposing them
Right.
for the theft, for the unalignment of people, you know. So they're going to do whatever they have to do to keep this story quiet. They can't just come, and even the paid media, the paid news, they don't want my story out because they're already bought and paid for.
Right.
And what do my files explain? That our government lied, our government kept secrets, our government murdered, our government murdered for money. That's huge, people. Um, and my story also includes me being kidnapped, um, trafficked, me being put with handlers, um, tortured, a lot of torture, me seeing my mother killed, my sister killed, um, my mother raped. This is, everybody knows my father was executed, and my uncle was executed. But what my files release is they didn't stop. They kept secretly killing the Kennedy family, the bloodline, and replacing them. And I really hate to say this over and over again, but Donald Trump was right there in the mix, best friends with the man that stole my identity, that the organized crime placed in my place. Trump Tower, selling off millions of dollars of my loved ones that had been murdered, their possessions. They murder people and they steal from people. And you think Donald Trump wants my files out after saying he helped sell my family's possessions that have been murdered? Share my story. If you're lucky enough to see and hear what I'm sharing, share it.
Right.
Share it loud, share it proud.
Yeah. And at
I was on,
least have the curiosity to find out more. Okay. I think that's my thing. Like everyone has their opinion, and we've been heavily programmed over and over for 25 years how the fake John Jr. died, right? 25 years over and over and over. Magazines, they're still making documentaries and movies and this and
yeah.
that, articles on the
And
covers.
we're
Like,
exposing new things each and every. His name was George.
yeah,
The man that stole my identity that everybody thought was John Kennedy Jr. His name was George, just like his magazine. It's crazy what organized crime does when they have the power of the presidents behind them. They get away with
right.
all
Yeah.
this crazy shit they do over money and power,
Yep.
and they love that power. But
Yep.
the thing is, we don't need them. We, the people, need to run things, not government. We need to get rid of government altogether. It's just the cabal. It's just criminals wanting our control of our money and our freedoms, and it's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
I
I
get a
just
lot
got
of hate.
it's just curious though, if this story was just a bunch of stuff you made up, okay, why the censorship? Why the
And
censorship?
with that said, I would have no reason to make it up.
Yeah.
You know, I do not have a criminal record, just so everybody, because I get so much hate. I'm a criminal. I have never, ever had a criminal record. I had somebody try to kill me once. Somebody pointed a 38 revolver at my head and clicked it back and was ready to shoot me. So I took that weapon away from this broad and I went to prison because I punched her not in the mouth, not to knock her teeth down her throat. And I had some guns back then, but I punched her in the leg. She tried to run me over. I'm walking out of her house. She tried to run me over in her car. I went to a motel and the cops came to the motel, put me in prison for protecting myself when one of a cabal member wanted me dead. So all charges were dropped. Any charge against me was dropped. But I spent 2 weeks in prison. They didn't even give me a phone call for the first week. But anyway, I have no criminal record. The only thing I have on my record is a speeding ticket, straight up. And that happened about 6 months ago when I was in a hurry to the hardware store or something. But I get so much hate.
Yeah.
Somebody said, we're going to investigate you. Go ahead. I have no record. Somebody said just in a comment I read this morning, um, I had my shirt open. And they said, well, you said you had open heart surgery and I don't see no scar. Well, I didn't have open heart surgery. I had heart failure. My heart blew out and was pumping blood out the side of my heart. I had water on my heart. And they went in through basically my crotch area and they put a stent inside my heart. Now my heart's going 100 miles an hour, but there's a pipe in there to keep the blood from blowing out the side. So before you assume, because when you assume something, you make an ass out of you, not me, straight up. So quit making asses out of yourself with your hate. It was a stent in my heart. And there's so many people that can't stand me. I'm just a distraction. No, I'm a realist. I'm a truther. I want the world to know our government's a crime ring. They kill people, they steal from people, and they lie to you, tell you everything's going to get better, and it doesn't get better, and it never
Well,
will.
I went on one of your lives, whatever day last week, and you must have talked about the price of groceries and all that going up. I don't know exactly. I get caught it mid video. Oh my golly, the messages people were like, well, there were two or three that said something like this. I work at a grocery store and the prices are coming down, and I'm like, dude,
Bullshit.
come on.
I got to get out of the house. So I go to the grocery store just about every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
But I was sitting there listening to a speech from Donald Trump saying how groceries are going down. So I was like, okay. I went to the grocery store. I was like, I'll get me and Robin a little roast and some potatoes and onions, and we'll just throw it in the crock pot and have a good meal for dinner. A little baby roast. I mean, a little baby roast was 30 freaking dollars
Ooh,
for a little. I'm like, me and Robin might as well go out to eat.
yeah, yeah.
And then I went in line and talked to the man that I know that's worked there forever. And I said, what about the prices of groceries going down? He said, no, they're going up.
They are going up.
And he's worked there for 10 years that I know of. And he's like, no, they're not going down. And I was at the grocery store yesterday, and no, they're not going down. Eggs went down. They did. But nobody buys the eggs, so they put them on sale because they're just sitting there at $8 a dozen. And they can't sell them at 8. Nobody wants to eat an egg for, $8 a dozen. That's damn near a dollar a piece.
It's crazy.
They don't want to spend the money. So the
Yeah.
grocery store has to reduce them or they're going to go bad
Yeah.
and they'll get sent to the trash or the Goodwill or whatever.
Well,
But
well, what I guess my point was is that they're just talking crazy stuff, hate, right? To discredit you. Like, okay, so they don't believe the groceries are going up. Okay, we got it. Big deal. All right. If, people are entitled to their own opinion, but you could tell by the way there were three of them in a row that they were like plants, right? Where they're either bots or they're people just,
yeah,
changing their account. I
no,
don't
we're being targeted. It's specific being targeted because if you're on an app like Facebook and you like a video, I watch videos where the cops act like assholes all the time against these auditors. They call them auditors, and the cop will run up to him and say, "You can't be filming here." And the guy's like, "I'm in public. It's my constitutional right." And the cop says, "No, you're going to jail."
Yep.
But there's hundreds of those. But if you click like on that, that's all you're going to see is these videos by the hundreds. I clicked on a video of a guy opening up a crystal rock, finding a crystal. I just clicked like, that's cool. Well, the next 10 videos I saw were of crystals rocks. I saw a guy find a seashell in the ocean and it had a fish in it or something. So I clicked like. The next 10 videos I saw were guys fishing, catching fish. It's programmed into these apps.
Right.
So when you click on an anti Donald Trump post, you're going to see anti Donald Trump posts. But if you click on an anti Donald Trump post, you'll see all the thousands and thousands of comments saying, yeah, this is the stupidest president we've ever had in
Oof.
history. You're going to see comments, release the files. You're going to see the comments, Donald Trump is a felon. He had more felons than John Gotti. You're going to see all these truths come out over and over and over again. And the comments, people are leaving them by the thousands. So when I reshare that post, after not seeing any hate on those videos, how come I get 10 different people commenting hate on that one I just reshared? When you go to the original video that you shared, and it's all nothing but people that are awake saying, yeah, Donald Trump raped this girl in the closet room. And yes, Donald Trump used to walk into his beauty pageants and look at the little girls naked, all this truthful stuff. But when I share a post like that, they send all the haters because they're bought and paid. Facebook is bought and paid for, people, just to censor you, just like I just explained. of why you only see the hateful comments if you click like on a hateful comment. After Charlie's assassination, I have seen so much hate. We're going to go out and kill Democrats. I've seen several of those. People pacing, all Democrats must, people, it's not a Democrat thing. When I first found out about Charlie's assassination, somebody called me up and said, "Have you ever heard of this Charlie character?" I said, "No, I don't watch the news." So they propaganded this Charlie guy on Fox News and everywhere else. Never heard of him because I don't pay attention to the brainwashing crap that they throw out there. But I said, even if the guy was a total asshole, he didn't deserve to die. That was the wrong way to go about things. But people take it like you don't know the truth, people. You don't know if Donald Trump hadn't killed himself. You don't know that. Donald Trump is building him up like he's a god now because he was assassinated. Um, like I said, it's a shame that this happened, but who really did it? What do you know? Um, they put it out there. One ring on his ring finger went from his ring finger to his pinky finger. It was AI generated. That story came out all over the world the minute that happened. I've been trying to share, hey, I'm the real John Kennedy Jr., and my files are bigger than the Epstein files. And me and Sue are still on here today pushing our story. And I got 36 viewers on Facebook right now. The biggest story of the century. Um, and it's right up there with Charlie's assassination. I'm exposing, you know,
Oh,
why my father was killed, why my uncle was killed, why my mother was killed, why my sister was killed, why my aunts and uncles were killed. And they say Donald Trump's big time now saying, I did everything to release the files. Donald Trump released bullshit. He didn't release that I'm still alive. He didn't release that the Secret Service that were supposedly protecting my loved ones were killing my loved ones and sharing all the billions of dollars in the cabal, spreading all that money all out, the property, the real estate, everything. These agents were getting rich off of murdering my loved ones. Share it, Donald Trump. Don't say it's bullshit. Share it because we're sharing it.
yeah.
And if you people are lucky enough to see this video, please share it. Hit that share button. Get some balls. Let's make this work. Let's make this video the viral video of the century. John Kennedy Jr. is out and he's telling the truth. And even if you are a hater, prove me wrong. You can't. If you are a hater and you're related to the Kennedys, sue me. Take me to court. Try to prove me wrong. I would love that to happen. I really, really would. Dig deep, find the truth, because I have nothing to lose. I'm sharing the truth. And thank you, Sue, for being so patient with me rambling.
No, no. This is John's story is huge, which is why it's being suppressed. All right. They don't want any of this out. Look at Trump said in January, we're going to release the JFK files. Now, they've been in, we'll call it storage for 65 freaking years. But then they have to go through them again and, redact the names and all that. The files still aren't out. They're never coming out. Well, maybe they are, but not willingly by the politicians. All right. Same with the Epstein files. So 2 or 3 days ago, they voted not to release them. The guys that are in the files voted not to release the files. Everyone should be very upset about this. Very upset. So basically, John's story is, for those that don't know it, he was switched out with an imposter who basically lived in the limelight. He lived John's life while John was put in, we're going to call it witness protection with air quotes, because I don't believe that for a second. And he was tortured, kidnapped, like moved all around. It was just a horrible life. Sorry, John.
Yeah,
But first of all, no one should ever live like that or be forced to live like that ever. But this is a president's son that was put away into the darkness, and then we have someone else's son taken out into the forefront, treated like basically US royalty, right? That should
Um,
tell, yeah, just that summary. We should be shaking our head and saying something is not right. We demand the truth. We want the truth.
yeah, people that get my story, if they were big enough,
Yeah.
I would think they would be marching on Washington D.C.
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
"Hey, we government needs to go." While I'm thinking about it, Sue, I see Bill on Facebook right here.
Uh-huh.
Um, Tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern, me and Bill Messer are going to be doing an interview. I think that's 2 o'clock my time, mountain time. I'm thinking anyway. But
Yep.
5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with Bill on, I believe we'll do Facebook and YouTube. So
Awesome.
please come and watch me and Bill. Love Bill. He's a wonderful, wonderful dude.
Awesome, awesome. Now, for we didn't say it, for those that don't know the story, if you want to go to the documentary, thequietjourney.tv, it's literally 1 hour long. This is the quickest way to get an overview of the story in a nutshell. Fabulously done documentary. Okay, thequietjourney.tv. And John has several books out, Stolen Identity, which really does a beautiful job at summarizing the story as well, and The Historian's Tale. Both available on Amazon, and there are links on John's website, which is the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. So you can get links to the books there, get all sorts of information, and learn more about the story. Yeah.
For you people on Facebook, that is Stolen Identity.
Yep.
It's on Amazon. The Historian's Tale, and that's on Amazon. And then Sue's new book right
Ah,
here. Don't you love that cover?
yeah, it's a great
Quest
cover.
for Justice. Please keep checking the website, the real John F.
Yep.
Kennedy Jr.com.
Yep.
Um, it'll be there soon.
So look
So
at this cover, how beautifully done it is. This is you, John, and this is your dad. And look at the eye, like it's like identical. It's just fabulous, right? So this was banned on Amazon, which again leads you to believe why. Why were they ordered not to print this book? Well, we're going to get the book
uh,
out.
my story's coming out too
Yep.
fast. They
Yep.
don't like it. I'm still talking about it. Many people, many wonderful lions on Facebook and everywhere are sharing my story. They are the Paul Revere's of the century here. They know how important my story is. Like I've said, it's bigger than the Epstein files. It involves so much corruption in our government, and they know it, and they're sharing it. And I love them for sharing it. I've said I can't do it myself, and just like you coming on here helping me get the story out, even though we're hindered and blocked and everything from getting the truth out, we're still trying. We're not going to give up. And please go see The Quiet
Quiet
Journey.
Journey. Yeah.
Um, some wonderful people came and set this up for me, made this documentary, the Quiet Journey. And I asked them how many views we had, actual views on that. And it's not nearly enough. It's in the thousands. It needs to be in the millions. Ask me for some bumper stickers. I'll be happy to send them to you. We got to get the story out one
Right.
way or another, whether it's old school, because Fox News, CNN, ABC, all of the mainstream media are bought and paid for.
Right.
They have done that to suppress the truth, whereas little guys, if they want to shut up, we won't get the story out. So we gotta break through that barrier and put bumper stickers everywhere we can on your vehicles. Let's get the story out without them. When a country is invaded, the first thing they do is take out the news agencies because they know they've been bought and paid for to put out the fake news or the news that they only want you to hear. That's a regime country. That's like Russia, China, Iran. They're only going to put on the news what they want the people to know. They're not going to put anything anti-government or this and that. So they've been bought and paid for. They're not going to put the truth out because we live in a regime now. And with that said, the United States government was taken over. They were taking over when they killed my father, when they were replacing my family with lookalikes, when they killed my mother, replaced her, when they replaced me, when they kidnapped me and put me, whether it was done for witness protection or whatever, it was not a good life. But they put me there to get rid of me, to replace me. So they're putting all their gang members, all their crime family members, all their satanic bloodlines in place of my loved ones to steal their money. So my family, like me, would live in poverty, but their bloodlines would live in riches and have the glory of riches, live the good life off of murder money.
Right. Right.
That's the way it's done in organized crime. And that's what's happened to our country, all the way up to Donald frickin' Trump. Same thing, same exact thing.
Yeah. Yep. So, and this has happened, John is not the only one out there. I mean, not it might not be the exact story, but the imposter, like the switching, the doubles and all that, we're seeing that more and more and more prevalent. It's coming out. So people are starting to notice, right? So what is unique about this story? Well, first of all, it happened 62 years ago. It started, right? And we still don't know the truth. They're still hiding it. And they've been very good with their deception. Again, the entire world has been programmed to think the imposter was the real person. So a lot of times we get the questions, why doesn't John have a Boston accent? Why does he look different? Why this, why that? Well, and why did you wait so long? So all of those things have been addressed multiple times, but John didn't grow up in Massachusetts, right? He was in California with a family of criminals raising him, right? And he
There
didn't
was a
have
lot,
access to the Kennedy fortune. He lived in poverty his entire life.
and I was a Hollywood actor. I was trained. I was a truck driver. I would hang out, and the difference between the West Coast, where I was raised, and just say Oklahoma, there's a different accent. There's an accent of Oklahomans, Texans, all the way to the East Coast. But my Hollywood career had been stolen. I was on so many shows and MK Ultra and everything. Um, there's movies. But if I wanted to have a Boston accent, it would only take me a couple of days of practicing, and I would have a Boston accent if I wanted. I could have a Oriental accent if I wanted to. I really could. I used to make people bust up on the CB radio driving down the truck selling Ginsu knives. You know, 5 Ginsu knives for $1.99 and shit like that. But
Yeah,
I don't have an accent because I was raised in basically California.
yeah.
Um, I've been all over, but yeah, accents come and go. I was in Canada for a while when I was young, and I picked up the Canadian accent.
Mhm.
Started saying A to everything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, but see, the people that are asking those questions haven't heard the story. They're just looking at the superficial stuff. They don't look at your face the way, I mean, like, obviously you're older now, but like if you look at the picture on the book, like that looks like one person almost, right? It's crazy how
well, I
perfect.
have so many stories exposing so many people to their crimes,
Yeah.
all the way to murder, pre-planned first-degree murder. I mean, that nobody else would have the information that I have, being who I am. But this is the big one right here, the ears.
Research. Okay.
That is the big one because the man that stole my identity, his ears do not match me as a child. All the hundreds and thousands of photos of me in the White House, me as a child, all the way up, to the, once I got to the age of 10, they started growing our hair over our ears because they knew ears are an identifier. I think this was before DNA was even out. But if you look at the child, me, and like I said, there's thousands of photos. You'll see a great big floppy earlobe like this. My ears stuck out like a clown. They really did. And then you compare them to the man organized crime placed in, the man everybody thought was JFK Jr. His ears are attached to his jawline. And the cabal love putting that right in your face because they say, you're stupid. You don't catch it. Well, guess what? Nobody caught it. And
No.
the ones that did say that's not the real JFK were probably silenced or, the media being bought out. They couldn't say, hey, there was a switch going on. I have many comments saying, yeah, something happened. Um, there was definitely a switch. The JFK that we knew wasn't the real JFK and all this.
Right.
He wasn't. He wasn't. And the proof that will hold up in a court of law. Me, my floppy earlobe compared to his connected jawline earlobe.
Right.
My hair color. This is my original hair color. It is. I haven't dyed it. If you look at the gray, forget the gray, but that's my natural hair color. So if you look at any of the colored photos of little John Kennedy Jr., my hair has not changed. The man that they sold you as being John Kennedy Jr., so they could steal billions of dollars, had jet black hair. What happened there, people? How did you go from this childhood hair to jet black? It don't happen. There was a switch, and they basically put it right in your face. They love putting it in your face because they're stealing so much money. They have the power,
Yeah.
just like the Epstein files. They have the power not to release the files. And with they all became lawyers too, just so they could silence moments like this. They all became freaking lawyers, and they all became rich. They all have a team of lawyers. And with that said, sue me.
Well, here's the thing. They're all living the good life and they've got guys that are monitoring what your story is talking about and all that, censoring, discrediting and all that for a reason, because they don't want it out. They don't want people to think anything other than what they've been told. They want them in this little box, right? And this story is way out of the box. You couldn't make up this story if you tried, with all these details and things and the side notes and all that. So John experienced MK Ultra, and the government will tell you that that program was discontinued. Well, it wasn't. It's still going on. So we're
Oh yeah.
seeing the results of that through our society now, you know? Yeah, of
Well, the cabal puts these people in power
course.
and gives them so much power, but they can take their power away real quick, and I think we've seen that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, Somebody starts speaking out against, hey, let's release these files. They're still taking people out for that very same.
yeah, yeah. So, um, John is basically, he's tried to get his story out for years. All right. So I don't know how many years right now, but, you've told us a story where you had recorded it and your tapes were stolen. Okay. Way back when.
Oh
But
yeah, that was probably 30 years ago.
throughout the years doing, videos, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, they've taken his channels down over and over and over. Like, again, I started out this video with talking about my channel. My small little tiny channel has been censored. They took down videos. We can't record on it. We can't do anything with it. And, again, it was an old video in this particular case. We said much more offensive things lately than we did back then. But they do not want this content out there.
Yeah, no, my Facebook was so hacked. I was making videos day after day after day. Hey, I'm John Kennedy
Yeah,
Jr. Come help me. Whatever you can do to help me. I was begging people to help me.
yeah,
I believe I was on my own server on Facebook. They gave me 5,000 friends. One day my phone was sitting on the table vibrating, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" I walked over there. It said, you have 3,000 friends requests on Facebook. So I just said, oh, my story's getting out. Yeah, my story's finally getting out. I started clicking accept, accept. I added all these friends, 5,000. I got to my limit. And then I would do a live and I would have one viewer. And then I went to Messenger, I hooked up Messenger and I had 30 or 40 people saying, hey, baby, what are you doing tonight? You want to send me $10? I'll show you my tits.
Oh,
All kinds of crazy. But it was those 5,000 friends that I got to go, yeah, my story's getting out. We're all set up. And
yeah.
like I said, if you like a video, like let's say you're watching somebody catch a nice big tuna fish, so you click like, all the other videos you're going to see are people catching tuna fishes. So when they infiltrated my channel, they had these people asking people for money, scammers. It's a computer. They know every time you say, "Can you send me $1?" They put these people in a category. So they said, "Who best to send John Kennedy friends? Let's fill him up with all these people that want to scam him out of $1."
Yeah. And so we talked about, I think it was last summer, we talked about this a lot. You were on TikTok. And then all of a sudden 30, 40 other TikTok accounts sprung up. They had your picture, they had this and that. But what they were doing is they were kind of semi-dormant for a while, and then they started contacting all the people that watch the videos or whatever that subscribe and asking them for money. So one big thing is John will not ask you directly for money, nor will he contact you directly. All right. So there, if you're new, he's not going to ask you for anything. What he
Right?
does want you to do is like and share the story, watch the documentary, read the books,
Buy a
share the
book,
story.
buy a pendant, share the story, go
Yeah,
see
yeah,
Quiet Journey.
yeah,
There's so many fake accounts out there of me.
yeah,
Um, I was getting 1,000 followers a day on TikTok. They took it down, but they left like 6 or 7 fake accounts of me.
yeah.
There's fake accounts of me on Facebook right here, and these people ask about the money reset, all this, are it's all financial. Tell them to go fuck themselves. You're not going to donate $1 to them, or you're not going to invest your money into them, but they're all fake.
Yep.
This Facebook right here is the only one I have, and then I have my YouTube. Um, I have Telegram and things like that, but I never use them. I'm trying to get my story out on Facebook, and hopefully I hit 36,000 followers on
Right.
Facebook today.
Right.
Every couple of days, I've been gaining 1,000 followers on Facebook, which is great. It's so much appreciated. You lions, thank you for all your loves and your
Yeah.
wonderful sharing your videos and doing what you
No.
do. I love you for that. It's so very much appreciated. It
Yeah,
really is.
there's some great graphics and some great videos going around where people help get your story out. So, how would you, if you could wave a magic wand, John, over like the world, like let's talk about just your little chunk of the world. How would you want the rest of your life to go? Like, what would be an ideal remainder of your life?
A little cabin, fishing stream, within walking distance, um, some cows, pigs, and chickens, maybe even a little barn, but just the easy life. I'm old. I get tired easy. I just want to relax.
Yeah,
My life has been so hectic with all the attempts, what I have to do to try to stay alive. I just want to be left alone. I don't want fame. I don't want fortune. I just want to chill.
okay.
A lot of people don't get that when I'm sharing my story and people make up all this hate. Like I'm just in it for the money.
Yeah,
Um, I want, a lot of people have died for this country. They really have. A lot of very wonderful patriots. And I'm sharing the truth about what I know. My father was the president of how I had to live my life, how I had to live my life in poverty, watching all these people in power steal all this money, kill people over it. And it's really ruthless at the top with our secret government.
right.
you know. And with that said, Donald Trump, it takes orders from others. The people in our government, all the ass kissers that kiss Donald Trump's ass, they all end up taking orders from other people, not Donald Trump. It's all a regime. It really is. But my perfect world would be all those people go away,
All right.
and for people to be put in some kind of system that can take care of, you know, financing our military, um, taking care of the children, just for we the people. Get rid of this big government where everybody wants to stab us in the back, take our money from us. Just a simple system of, hey, we all only have one life and it's not very long. Let's make it the best for everyone possible, no matter what your skin color is or what your religion is. It's like just trying to make this world a better
Right.
place for everybody.
Right.
Um, and if you are an asshole, then you go away. We don't want any assholes in this beautiful setup. We don't want this negative energy from all these people that have nothing better to do than bitch and complain and do evil works. Go away. We'll find a little island for them somewhere. Maybe Alcatraz Island, but I don't think it's big enough for all the assholes. But yeah, just a better life for everybody
Yep.
without all
Yeah.
the bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? You can't change people's minds. Once they're programmed, they're programmed. But a person that is open-minded will say, "What? Wait." They'll see the video, they'll be like, "What's this about?" They'll be like, "What?" And then they'll say, "I want more information because this is contrary to what I believe," right? So then they'll go to, say, the documentary, the quietjourney.tv, or the book or the websites. They'll get information, and that's going to start to open up. They're going to be more open to further information coming to them. And that's how it starts. So by sharing, you're helping us reach those people, right? They have no agenda. They're just regular people going about life just like we are, but they just haven't heard the story yet. So that's who we want to reach. Good people that want the truth,
Yeah.
right?
If we want change in this world, we got to
Yeah.
get to the people to be able to
Yeah.
change it.
And
Um,
one of the other things I always get, John, is about all your family members. Okay, like what happened to this one, what happened to that one, what happened to this one, and I don't usually mention that because, in my opinion, you probably don't know. Like we've talked about many of these, you don't know, but you think a lot of them are replaced, that they've been killed and then replaced. So you don't know.
Robin, grab that card on the table for my mom and dad's anniversary. Sorry, Sue.
No worries.
I got Shannon Sheridan sent me a card. I got it yesterday.
Yeah.
Today is the anniversary of my mother and father, and Shannon Sheridan is so thoughtful. Um, 72 years on this day, my mother and father.
That's
Thank you, Shannon
beautiful.
Sheridan, for
Shannon's
for your
awesome.
thoughtful card.
Yeah.
Um, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish they wouldn't have been taken out of my life so early
Yeah.
when I was young. My father was unalived when I was 3 years old,
Yep.
and my mother was unalived and replaced when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Um, and that was done by the people within our government wanting more, always wanting more.
Yeah.
And there's a cost to them always wanting more. And that was me not growing up with my original loved ones and being placed in a house where you're not part of the family, you're just there,
Yeah.
and you live with that. You know, your other brothers and sisters are always getting more attention, more things, bigger and better birthday presents, and you're just the adopted kid. They don't tell you that, but you know it, and
Yeah.
it's a heck of a life when your father was the president, a great man, and your mother was this beautiful first lady, and things happen in the real world that
Yeah.
took that away from me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
This
happy anniversary, mom and dad.
the story is very much of interest to people. It's been one of the top stories of all times, right? We romanticize it and all of that, even though it had a horrible ending. It didn't end the way anyone thought it would. And of course, no one realized that you were in the situation you were. So, you talked about the ear earlier, about the difference in the ears, but see, people weren't thinking along the lines. I don't even know if the term conspiracy theory had come out back then. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have access to video, right? Cameras, like you had to get your film developed, right? And it was always horribly done. I mean, everything was like so, the process was slow. Where now we all have our phone, we can video, or we can stop while we're watching something and get details like the ring moving to a different finger and something moving across the shirt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're so much wiser in that area than we were back then. And people scrutinize things much more than they used to. It's a good thing.
And
Yeah.
now the internet's out, people can get information so quickly.
Yeah.
Just like that video, it was all over.
Yeah.
But the thing is, can you believe it or not? It's all controlled, just like the ring moving from one finger to the next.
Yeah.
And the fact is it what they wanted you to see? Not the truth, but is it what they wanted you to believe?
Right.
They use the internet for two reasons, their advantage for one, to spread their lies so fast if they want to. Um, but like a magician, there's always the distraction. They can make a jet plane disappear, a good magician, right in front of a camera. A whole airplane just disappear. But are you watching their hand over here while they're doing something over
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Um, a lot of them are magician tricks, magician secrets, um, but they use that kind of thing for their advantage.
Right. And that's why they keep doing these false flag events. They have these shootings and this and that. And the whole world is looking that way when something is happening that way. And
Yeah,
it's snuck in.
how many things are being done just to take your eyes off of the main things,
Right.
like Donald Trump is such a scumbag criminal. The main things, you got
Yeah.
a felon, you got a guy that's arrogant. He's the smartest. He's smarter than you. He's smarter than me. He's the smartest on all kinds of things. He's so arrogant. I'm the smartest at this. I'm the smartest at that. And then, when he's asked a question, I don't know anything about that. I'll take the fifth.
Well, people are very polarized politically now. And like again, we've got that division. You've got Democrat, Republican here in the US. You've got black and white, male, female, whatever it is. And they want us polarized. So we only find fault with the other side. We don't find common ground. We don't stand together with the other groups, right? Because
Well,
what
it's
does that
it's
do? It makes us strong.
it's like the Epstein files
Yeah.
and Epstein and Donald Trump being friends for so long. Epstein was asked, "What do you like about Donald Trump?" Well, they're both businessmen and they're both in business. But Epstein was asked, "What do you like about Donald Trump?" And Epstein answered, "He could sell you anything. He was basically such a good liar at selling you something. He could basically sell you swampland." That's what Epstein liked about him. He could sell you bullshit and you buy that
Yeah.
bullshit. And it's going on. Uh, I know how we ended up with the man in office. The mainstream media being bought out, paid for, putting his propaganda out there each and every day to the world. But one of the biggest things was the fake assassination attempt of Donald Trump. You have that fake assassination attempt all over the world. Photo op people, him holding that never would have happened. Trust me, believe me, they would have, Secret Service would have never allowed that picture to be taken. It's one big photo op, and then they spread it all over the news, and you're like, oh, Donald Trump, you know, just like this Charlie guy that was assassinated the other day, all over the news, dividing our country, all the hate comments. You don't even know what really happened.
Yeah.
You just don't know if
Yeah.
they're putting lies in front of you or not putting lies in front of you. The AI, how they got those pictures out so fast, world all over to millions and millions of people within minutes, hours. And it's AI. You can see the AI they put in that, what they're sharing to the world. So you really don't know. But then you get Donald Trump, and he's saying, "Oh God, look at what you Democrats did to this Charlie man." Right there, I'm pointing my finger at Donald Trump for being the one behind his assassination. That's my opinion, my personal opinion. When I see Donald Trump saying, "You guys killed him, you guys are responsible," that's cabal. To me, by what I've seen and learned, that's pointing the finger at these guys for shutting him up. And then I watched the video. Charlie wanted the Epstein files out. You can't belong to the cabal. I watched a video for the first time of Charlie making a speech, and me, John Kennedy Jr., I'm convinced he was part of the cabal to spread the Trump rhetoric. That's my own opinion. So when he comes out on his podcast and says, all my friends are in this Epstein cover up, sorry, people. The cabal doesn't work that way. You can't be in the cabal and then expose your friends at any cost. You end up like Charlie did. That's how it works. I've seen it. I have seen personally people go, a crime is committed. Maybe somebody commits a murder. They go to our FBI. They tell our FBI about that murder. FBI says, go away. You're crazy. There's a mental health facility right down the street. Just go in there and walk in room A and tell them you're a nutcase, and they'll fix you up. That's our FBI telling these people that. They have it planned.
Yeah.
So that person goes to the mental health facility, and he's like, no, this shit was real. I saw a murder. They say, go away. You're not crazy. You want to kill yourself? You want to hurt yourself? No. They'll say, go away. So then they go back into their normal society going, wow, I just witnessed a murder. FBI won't help me. Next thing you know, they're on the altar and the cabal slicing their throat in front of a crowd of people saying, this is what you get when you go to the FBI and tell on us. I have seen that personally. You think they want my story out? I advise not going to the FBI, people. I really do, because they're not there to help you. They are part of the problem along with our Secret Service. Like I say, these people murdered me, murdered my loved ones. That's why it was so hard for me knowing all this when I went to the FBI. I was shaking in my boots, but it was something I had to do. I had to go there. And I went there many of times knowing that these people unalived my loved ones, my family members. And I was going there for some help. And you know what I got? Go to the mental hospital. They were telling John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., the son of an assassinated president, who's exposing kidnapping, torture, murder to the FBI, and they're saying, go away. We can't talk. We don't want to talk to you. You're crazy. Just get the fuck out of here. So here I am on Facebook sharing my story, but they are all fucking dirty all the way to the president of the United States. They're dirty. I hope people are really actually hearing me and waking up to that fact of I'm putting my life on the line to share this with
Right.
you and
Right.
hoping we can make this world a better place to live in for your children, for you, and the future of America so we're not turned into a communist country.
Yeah, it's not a matter of just telling the story and skipping off into the sunset. I mean, it's like, look, it's hard. Censorship is real. They don't want the story out. They do things to prevent it from getting out. They threaten people, they screw up their technology, whatever it takes. They're going to do it to prevent the story from getting out.
Yeah. And I get so many comments about DNA. I've taken 6 DNA tests. The main lab won't. Um, so many people that don't research my stories and my
Yeah.
thousands of videos that I put out there, saying, well, he won't even take a DNA test. Bring me out. Prove me wrong. Demand our government sit me in front of government, so the Senate and Congress can say, hey, this is the real guy.
Yeah.
But prove it. Get me there.
Yeah.
Get me there.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose by saying, let's expose the truth. Why would I even be trying to be a fraud? Um, it doesn't make any sense. Why would I ruin my life and the people around me? Like I said, I've never been convicted of any crime whatsoever. I was a truck driving instructor for years. I ran a truck driving school. I've got dozens of people, their CDLs with the highest class rating. These people were getting 100% on their truck driving skills at the California DMV. The people that worked at the DMV were saying, I've never seen scores like that because I was taught. I was treating these people like a drill sergeant. What the fuck are you doing? No, you turn that steering wheel left, not right. I wanted to teach them the best of my abilities. And then I get these comments, oh, I'm just a grifter and every other thing. A grifter would probably have a big long rap sheet. I don't. None. There is nothing on my record. I got many statements like that over hate from Donald Trump. Oh, I must be a criminal. Sorry, that ain't gonna fly. Um, yeah, I got a 55 and a 35 a few months ago. That's on my record. That's what you'll find. And if you find anything more than that, it's bullshit.
Well, yeah. So one other thing I want to say is that you're online doing these videos every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. Think of it this way. How hard is it to talk about these stories over and over and over and over, and then have people insult you? Like, like claim that you're a liar, claiming this, claiming that. Okay, if you don't know the story, just listen and learn,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
I am so truthful at what
yeah,
I say. Um, you know,
yeah.
sometimes I might have caught a fish that was only this big, you know, but when I tell the story, it's actually that big.
Exaggeration is
But
different.
I'm human.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I probably only caught a fish like that my whole entire life.
Well, it's
And the ones
funny.
I caught when I went up was on Aristotle Onassis's island, sitting on that rock with my fishing pole. They were all only about that big. But we ate a lot of fish on that island. We really, really did. But yeah, I didn't catch any huge tuna fishes or anything. Once again, thank you guys on Facebook for joining me here and Sue Greenwell tomorrow at um, 5 o'clock Eastern. Me and Bill on look us up. Me and Bill Measure on Facebook and YouTube, I believe.
Yeah.
5 o'clock Eastern time.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you
Um,
so much for your time, John. I appreciate it.
would you mind sharing the website or?
Oh, I'm going to show the website. Is that okay?
Yeah, just
Okay.
the. It's
The
hard
the
for me to
web
remember these things, but
the
it's the
web
real John F.
the
Kennedy
website
Jr.com.
is the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. And this is what it looks like. This is the only one. And it's an official website, okay? So it has all sorts of info on it. And what I usually like to do is tell people to look around because there's great pictures and interesting timelines. But go over to the shop page and you're going to see John's healing pendant there. Okay, so this is a collector's item. It has John's picture on it and the title of his book. It comes in two sizes and five colors. 111 plus shipping. And the best part, beside it being beautiful and very high quality, is it comes with billions with a B healing frequencies throughout it. All right. So that just tells a few of them. It's got so many healing frequencies. So you'll physically feel better mentally and emotionally as well. So this was created for John over a year ago for PTSD. And, if we go back to the early videos and then look now, what a difference we can see. And your physical appearance is better, but I think emotionally and mentally you're feeling more stable as well is my
Yeah,
guess, right,
I
John?
wear that all the time myself.
Yeah.
Having a dog tag around my neck
Yep.
because my whole life, I have always been concerned about being assassinated
Yep.
myself.
Yep.
I've had many and many attempts on my life, and you step out the door. It's nice to have a dog tag
Yeah.
where you have something around your neck, and they are collector's items.
Yes.
King Smarty donated 1,000 of these to me,
Yeah.
and they're small, big, rainbow black, gold, silver, wonderful, wonderful collector's items, and they're limited edition.
Excellent.
Maybe we can get something with Sue's new book that's coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to show your support, um, pick up a necklace. I've been giving out a book with a necklace, bumper stickers with a necklace, buttons with a necklace, and a little thank you card from me for your support in purchasing that necklace.
Right.
And it helps pay the bills. It really, really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
The internet and everything else. The more I share my story, the more bills I get. I was looking at a healing center the other day, and I looked it up how much the rent was. It was almost $3,000. I don't know how anybody could could manage coming up with $3,000 a month for a healing center. It's absolutely crazy. So that got put off the list. But it would have been a nice healing center where we could put up memorials, Kennedy memorabilia,
Right.
have people come up for
Right.
coffee and danishes, live stream video. It would have been a perfect office. We could have had volunteers show up each and every day to help people.
Right.
But the way things are going with $3,000 a month for a little place, it's crazy. So we're still manifesting something good there
That's
because
my
I would
place.
really like
Right.
this movement to get bigger and bigger and
Yeah.
bigger and wake up more and more
Yeah.
people.
Well, so the real John F. Kennedy, jr.com, go to the shop page. There's also a donate page on the website if you want to donate, which again, if you make a checkout, make it out to David Quigley, which is John's, unfortunate, his legal name at this moment. But you can mail it to that address or cash app him, okay? And he will use that for his living expenses, and if he has extra money, he usually buys books and gives them away. So, uh,
And if you do want some of these wonderful bumper stickers to
yeah,
put all over the town you live in, send me a letter. Say, hey, I want some of
yeah,
these. Here's my address, and I'll see you get some.
yeah,
We have thousands of these. These were donated by some wonderful, kind
yeah,
people, the same people that donated the studio and the Quiet Journey itself. And we need to get millions of people here. So
right.
please say, hey, get me some bumper stickers, and I will do my best to get you some.
Excellent.
And love you, Sue. You're
Excellent.
awesome. I
Thank you.
appreciate you getting me on your podcast here. And with that said, Sue has some wonderful pendants. She's got one around her neck right now
I do.
of I think they're butterflies and fairies or something
It's
like
a
that.
fairy on one side and a mermaid on the other. And you can only get them at my website, awakenedstories.com. And that's a blog website. So the website is about my metaphysical and unusual experiences. I put out about a blog a week. Very super cool stuff.
And they have frequencies in them too, right?
They do. They have the same billions of frequencies. So all that does is it not only does it help your health, it's got EMF protection and all sorts of protective frequencies as well. It raises your
And look at how
consciousness.
good Sue looks like. She's all glowing and everything.
Yeah. I've been wearing one of these pendants, not specifically mine, but a pendant from King Smarty for about 7 or 8 years, literally nonstop. I swim in the ocean, I swim, I shower with it on. I don't take it off. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
wear
to
mine.
say
I
that,
wear mine every day too. I think
yeah,
for what has it been 2 years now?
yeah,
Close to 2 years now.
yeah,
And yeah, it really helps me out. It really
Totally
does.
does. Yeah.
Robin's got one of your pendants she wears all the time with the
Yeah.
little
I love
fairy
them
on there.
because they're fun. You know what I mean? They're fun. So, yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time, John, and thank you those that are watching. And again, please at least be open to the story, research it a little bit, look around, go back and look at the old stories and look at the one that played John way back when. Does he look like young John? I think not. But please share this around for him. Appreciate your time, John.
Oh, I appreciate you, Sue. Thank you. And I want to thank all you people on Facebook. Love y'all. Keep up the wonderful work. We're going to get this out. And it was predicted this year. So
I'm saying this year.
let's kick them in the balls.
Yeah.
All love. All love. When I say that, I say all love, though. Yeah.
With love, we'll kick him in the balls.
Yeah. Give him a good swift kick in the balls with love from
It's
John.
great.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so, thanks so
Love
much.
you. Love you guys.
Bye-bye, John. Oops.